Okay, so I see a lot of activity going on in the project, which is great, and I see some kids doing just what they need to do, and some kids who are either confused or I don't know, jumped around a little bit. But if you are choosing to make an animal and plant cell in Google Slides, you have to make them yourself. I do not want you Googling images, finding cells, and pasting them in. That's not acceptable. That's not the point of the lesson or the project. I want you to do a little bit more than that. I also don't want you spending a lot of time looking up definitions for weird organelles. Not necessary. The biggest takeaways for us is to understand that the cell for the plant and the cell for animal are a little bit different, and that like certain structures that the plant cell has, like the chloroplast, are important for understanding photosynthesis and the parts of this unit that we're talking about for matter and energy. So that's the part I wanted to focus on. So go back to all of my directions, all of my samples, I made a set, or I shared you in the share the projects. I shared somebody's cells that they made last year in Google Slides or in PowerPoint, but it's basically the same thing. So here, I pulled up the template that I had made for you, okay? So here's the template that you can take and then share for yourself. I think somebody had added something, I took it out. So hopefully you can figure that out. Your basic animal cell is round, right, or oval. I'll take that part out. And your basic plant cell, right, is rectangular with a kind of rounded edges. So this is how I made this, all right? You go to insert, you go to shape, and here are all your shapes. And then you can draw any of these shapes. So I made this shape, right, by drawing that rounded rectangle. I'm going to add another one because for a plant cell, you need to kind of add that cell membrane and that cell wall. So I'm going to add that part in. Okay, and then you can adjust this like as you need to. For the plant cell, you need kind of these two layers of that. So you might even be able to clone this, or you can do it again. Let's try. Let's see. Again, you guys are great at fiddling around with things and trying things. So feel free to kind of give it a shot and see how it goes. And I love that some of you guys are working together. You do not have to work together. And I know there's a great desire to work together or interact with each other. But I think unfortunately, just like class, it's so funny when as a teacher, um, when you announce a project, right, or announce an assignment, I always watch you guys, and I always watch to see who's going to quickly raise, oh, who's going to be my partner? Will be my partner? And you make eyes at each other across the room before you even give the directions. And it's funny, it happened virtually today too. I watched everybody asking each other to be a partner when they had no idea what they were supposed to even do. So, okay, so here I'm making a second rounded rectangle, and I'm going to put it inside this other one, and I'll adjust the size a little bit as I go. So for the plant, this is going to represent that the plant has two layers, right? It has a cell wall and a cell membrane. So then you're going to go back and you're going to end up coloring these different sections in. Then you can label them. So let me show you quick too. So, I mean, your coloring can be what you want it to be, but if you want to use my coloring, go back over to what we have here. So here's what's listed in the project. And if you open up my samples, okay, so here was different ones done different ways, and here was one that somebody made in Google Slides last year. I could be looking at the other directions too, but I figured I'd just show you this. So this person made, right, the outside part green, and then they made they need the cell membrane and the cell wall. Okay, so you can choose how to make that yourself. So you click on this, you go up to the paint bucket, fill color, and it will layer them. So I've already kind of dragged these over, but if you had an issue where one was working and not coloring in the right way, you can always order it differently. So if you right click on it and you hit order, send backwards, send front, depending how you want them like layered on top of each other. So then I want this guy. So let's make that guy orange. Okay, so you see how this is working now? And then I can label them. I can take a line, I can draw a line that connects to the different things, the different organelles, the different aspects, and I can label them. That's what I'm looking for you to do. I do not want you to Google image animal cell and plant cell, and then to paste the things in and then copy stuff from the reader. Not what I want. I want more from you today. I want you to have a chance to experiment with this, and that's why I'd rather too, if you would rather get off the computer for a little while and draw something and use model magic and pipe cleaners and construction paper and anything else that you have in your house, go for it. I'd rather you do that. So um, I will be sending you feedback. So if it's not what I think you need to be doing, I will be sending you feedback. I may even email your parents and say, oh, they turned it in and they have more work to do now. So I don't want you to think, oh, I did it, I'm done. So you might be getting more information from me as you go. So hopefully that's helpful if you're looking to do Google Slides and wondering what you should do. That's what I'm looking for you to do in terms of how to draw, color, and then like label the cells. Let me add one more thing. So to insert, you can either insert a text box or you can draw this little box right here that says text box. Okay, and then you can write inside cell membrane. This is where it would be helpful to have open the list of what you need to have open, or even those other directions that I gave you. Let's go back over there for a second. Right, so there's a lot of things I put in here. This has, like, if I had done it in class with foam, so you can kind of do it step by step. That's an easy way, I think, to do it. You can also look in the list that I gave you up here under the actual project part. I'm having a hard time getting to all this stuff today. Oh, now that got out of order. That's good. Okay, but if you scroll down, you'll see the thing that says cell requirements. That's just like a list, but honestly, I think this is the easiest thing to use, which shows you a picture of like how to do it. So like this would show you how to set up your plant cell and your animal cell. Okay, and then all the other pieces and how to label them. I think this might be the easiest thing to use if that is what you're looking for. And again, feel free. You're working together, not working together. That's cool. Please reach out with questions. If you share me a thing, if you share me a Google Slides, if that's how you're choosing to use it, I can immediately give you feedback. So I've already given some other kids some feedback. So if you share it with me, then I can write comments to you even while you're working on it. And so if it's kind of like me being there, I wish I was there to like walk around and talk to you in the high D, but if that might be the next best thing. So let me know if that helps. Reach out with any questions. Talk to you soon.